home. And Felix Hernandez has been the man, and he's asked to at least stop this 5-game slide against the White Sox. His last outing against the Angels just didn't get much support again.
And I thought it was really an impressive outing for Felix. He gave up some runs early in the game, and I thought, well, his pitch count's going to get up on him. He's probably going to get run out of this game. He stayed out there the entire time and really showed a lot of guts. If you look at his numbers, 10 hits over the 8 innings. He pitched 3 earned runs, and again, he gave those runs up early, Dave. Just a lack of run support. Again, he did not get the W in that game.
Because of what has happened to both the White Sox and Felix since the 8th of June, this should be a tremendous clash here tonight with Felix facing the Chicago White Sox. Look, for example, what the White Sox have done since the 8th of June. Best record by far in baseball with a record of 28-8. Batting average number 1. Runs per game number 2 in Major League Baseball. They have been phenomenal.
They really have, and then you throw in the extra base hits, too. And their ability to hit the home runs. And Alex Rios has really done a nice job for them. Able to get him from Toronto last year when he struggled first coming over to the White Sox. But this year, he has really done a nice job swinging the bat, especially against the Mariners. He's hurt them in a number of games.
That he has. The Mariners still looking for their first victory over the White Sox this year. They are 0-5, and what a night we have here in Seattle to wrap up the 3-game series before the invasion of Red Sox Nation tomorrow night. The M's, the Chicago White Sox, Felix Hernandez against Gavin Floyd. It should be a dandy here from Safeco Field. Back with more right after this timeout.
Enhancements have been added to the EQC Tracer this season to give you more information and insight into the game.
everybody wants to look at the innings at the end of the year, and it's tough. You look at there's two cases in particular. Felix is one and Vargas is the other. When their pitch counts are right at 100 and then they're in the 8th inning, you don't feel very bad about that. But also when you're trying to win ball games and you get into 120, 125 pitches and there's 1 or 2 outs left, and you got your horse out there, that's where the decision-making process gets extremely difficult. In the last outing, I thought Felix made some tremendous adjustments because he didn't have the fastball sinker that he normally does, and he ended up throwing a lot more changeups and sliders, and was just as effective. I think that's part of Josh's job, is to be able to realize early in the ballgame which direction they're going to go.
Nice night to be a seafarer if you are aboard the Lady Washington, tied up here this evening. And she's not your cup of tea. How about the Adventurer? The Adventuress, I should say. 2 nice little floating palaces out there. But we've got our own nice little palace right here. They play baseball at St. Cole Field, and the Mariners are trying for the first game on this 3-game series against the White Sox. First win of the year against Chicago, who is just chewing up and spitting out everybody the way they have been playing since the 8th of June. We wish you a very pleasant good evening, everybody. Dave Niehaus with Mike Blowers. Let's look at the Chicago White Sox batting order.
Thank you, Dave. And for the White Sox, Pierre will lead things off. He has 33 steals on the season. It's Vizquel, Rios, Konerko, Kotze, the DH. He will hit 5th. And Andrew Jones, he has a home run in the series, 6th. Pierzynski, Ramirez, dazzling at shortstop last night, hits 8th. And then Beckham, the second baseman, will hit 9th. And the numbers for Felix this year, 145 innings pitched already for him. Only 42 walks, 134 strikeouts. Opponent's average, just 233.
Last time he pitched against the Angels, we'll get to that in a moment. Look at his defense behind him.
That's similar defense that we've been seeing. But Casey Koshman will get the start over at first base, and Josh Bart will catch Felix for the first time this year.
He pitched against the Angels, and he did it basically without his fastball.
Yeah, he had to change things up. The Angels, again, were really aggressive with him early in the game, and he had to make some adjustments, was able to do that and work through 8 innings. So we'll see how Felix fares here in the first couple innings tonight.
Well, his favorite catcher, Rob Johnson, is still on the shelf, and so Josh Bard gets to be behind the plate and work with him tonight, and takes the first pitch a little low and inside is Juan Pierre. How big of a factor is a different catcher?
Well, I think that it can be. They haven't worked together yet. I'm sure they went through the scouting reports and talked a lot about what they wanted to do.
That pitch is lined into right center field, and on the run, making a fine catch, leaning down right off his left kneecap. Out there is Franklin Gutierrez.
But I think there's a comfort level as you take a look at Gutierrez making the running catch again with Rob right now for Felix. And if Felix has any doubt, he's going to go with what Rob is going to do and get some confidence from that. With Bard, we'll see how it works out. And hopefully he doesn't have to shake him off a lot in the first couple of innings and then get into a groove. But Rob certainly knows what Felix wants to do and how he wants to go about his business.
Here's Omar Vizquel, who's had himself quite a series offensively and defensively. He's had 4 hits in the series. He's been unbelievable at third base, particularly last night in the 8th and the 9th inning, taking a strike this time, and the count at 1 ball and 1 strike on the amazing 43-year-old Omar Vizquel.
Take a look at some of the defensive plays by Omar playing third base last night. He was a busy man and made all the plays. Tough one right here. Again, just gets rid of the ball quickly. Not a lot on the throw, but he'll always throw you out by about a step. And another hard hit ball down to third. Really did a nice job. Put on a clinic on how to play third base. He still has the great hands, Dave.
Softest hands of any man I've ever seen. And there's a ground ball off the heel of Felix right to third base, and Lopez will throw him out. So a 1-5-3 put out on Omar.
A little bit of a skate save here. Take a look at it. Just kicks it over. And luckily it was right at Lopez. Felix helping him out. Turns out to be an easy play for Jose Lopez over at third.
And here's a man who's had an outstanding series, Alex Rios. Watching him take batting practice, man, he was peppering the upper deck.
He and Andrew Jones both.
On the outside corner. It's the first time we've seen Alan Porter work the plate. First time we've seen Alan Porter work in any combination of umpires. I think he's a vacation fill-in. And he's the man behind the plate tonight. 1-2 the count on Alex Rios. And he got it. It's a very easy first inning for Felix Hernandez. 3 up, 3 down. Thanks to the heel of his shoe or the sole of his shoe. And as we go to the bottom of the first, there's no score. All right, Angie, as Ichiro will step in and lead it off against Gavin Floyd, who was a loser in his last outing, but prior to that had 3 outstanding outings. And the first delivery is a little strike right over the inside corner. His 10th career appearance against the Mariners, 1-4, with a higher run average against them, 7.14. Quickly 2 strikes on Ichiro. And that's inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The White Sox started off this road trip by hitting their first pothole in a while, losing 3 of 4 to Minnesota, but they seem to be filling it up rather nicely here in Seattle, winning the first 2 games of this series. That's a barehand play by Rios, and he throws him out. Ramirez, I should say. Alexi Ramirez, who made an incredible play in the 9th inning last night, does so here, as that's a 1-6-3. Great play.
Take a look at the Coors Light freeze cam. Goes off the pitcher, Floyd. He comes in barehands. It knows that Ichiro's getting down the line in a hurry. Nice play. Ozzie Gain will come out and take a look at Floyd now after that ball hit him. It looked like it hit him in the hip, but a tremendous play by Ramirez. Defensively, he has been dazzling in this series.
The left side of the infield has been unbelievable. Both Vizquel and Alexi Ramirez. Alex Rios has been running down everything out there in the center field also. They just seem to have every gear meshing, and that's the reason they're playing so well.
Well, I would agree, and they've played good defense this year. They're 5th in the league in defense overall, but they also, I think with Omar out now playing third base, they're showing more range. Ramirez at shortstop. He went deep into the hole last night. Canerico made a nice pick on that play, a short hop.
And so here is Figgy now.
And they also have a lot of speed in their outfield. Andrew Jones, who's been one of the best center fielders in the business for a long time, is playing right field because Rios plays center, and then you have the speed of Pierre in left.
There's a soft line drive, and there he is, Alexi Ramirez. He'll take a couple of steps to his right to backhand.
Take a look and see where this ball hits off the bat of Ichiro.
Off his calf.
Yep, off his calf. Take a look at the rest of the lineup. After Ichiro and Biggins, it'll be Gutierrez, Lopez, Kochman will hit 5th tonight. Smoke. Langren's getting a start in left field, hit 7th, and it's Bard and Wilson to hit 9th.
Mariners, of course, haven't scored since the first inning on Monday. 1 run in their last 18 innings after being shut out last night. 2-0 the count. So the Mariners get the first hit in the ball game with Gutierrez line drive to left. Jose Lopez, the third baseman, will be the Red Sox will be in town tomorrow night, and the Red Sox are not the Red Sox that we're used to. They're really banged up. They were beaten this afternoon by the A's, and thus they lost 2 out of 3 to Oakland, and Oakland with that win today, a game over 500 now, and the Red Sox are 7 full games back of the New York Yankees. And a breaking ball for a strike this time to Lopez. 1-1. The White Sox travel on down to the Coliseum in Oakland. Both the White Sox and the A's have the day off tomorrow and play a weekend series, and then the Mariners will fly to Chicago for a 4-game series beginning on Monday night at U.S. Cellular Field. And on top of that, a little bit too much. 0-2 the count on Jose Lopez. And a shot that's just foul.
Line drive,
Kellogg
yeah.
making the call, yeah.
Right at Jeff Kellogg. Turned him around. Actually, take another look at it. Konerko comes off the bag. Lopez hits it down the line.
Man, that looked like it went right over the corner of the bag, didn't it?
Right through his legs. Turned him around.
All it has to do is go over the bag.
He's jumping around. I don't know if he was able to see that or not.
I mentioned it's the first time we've seen Alan Porter call balls and strikes. Different umpires use different stances behind the catch. You'll notice that Alan Porter sets up way to the left of the catcher on the inside corner. A lot of umpires go right over the top, but look how far he is to the left. And the runner goes, and the pitch is line just foul down the left field line. Looks like he might be a little leaner, too. In other words, he takes that right hand and puts it on the back of the catcher.
Surprised when Pierzynski moved outside that he didn't move over a little bit with him. He stayed right there. Obviously, when Pierzynski moves to the outside part of the plate, it's easier for Porter to see the outside corner.
Straight back. Obviously, Gavin Floyd is not taking a book out of John Danks, a page out of John Danks' book, because he takes a lot of time between pitches.
I'm paying a lot of attention to Gutierrez over at first base.
And a slide step, and the pitch popped up in the shallow left field. Pierre's got plenty of speed to get over there and make the catch. To take care of the Mariners here in the first inning, they leave a man. We go to the second. It'll be Konerko, Kotsay, and Amber Jones. No score. second inning of play with the White Sox and the Mariners wrapping up this 3-game series. Man alive. We did the game last Sunday on 3D. That's Mike Jensen. Almost lost it. What's that camera worth? About $200,000? A lens or something like that? But the game that we did on Sunday in 3D with Kenny Singleton was a shot like that, man, would make you even jump in the booth. Looks like it's coming right at you in 3 dimensions.
Did you jump a few times?
I did. The delivery is high and inside to Konerko, so the count 1 ball and 1 strike. I was amazed at how effective that technology was. High pop-up out of play. Konerko representing the Chicago White Sox in the All-Star game in Anaheim last week. Now a 4-time All-Star. Got an 8-game hitting streak going for himself. Having a good series. Into the hole. That'll be a base hit. Now 9-game hitting streak.
Just a fastball inside. Lopez, knowing that, was actually cheating towards the line a little bit. Opened up the hole on the left side.
Mark Kotsay is 0 for his last 12. He sure hits Felix Hernandez well. Down low. 7 for 16 against Felix. Right back to Felix. He'll knock it down, lose the double play, and get the sure out at first base. Tomorrow, pick up the latest Mariners trading card collection. That's when the Mariners and the Red Sox open a 4-game series. The first 20,000 fans receiving the 2010 edition of the cards, thanks to Seattle City Light. So get to the ballpark early to trade cards with other fans and complete your set. For tickets, you can visit Mariners.com or any Mariners team store. Here's Andruw Jones. Strike to him. Nice changeup that time, or a slider. And scouts are saying that this man's having his problems hitting the fastball up and in.
I would agree with that, and that's what we've seen so far. A couple of the breaking balls he's hit hard so far in the series, including a home run. But Felix locates his slider down where that last one was at. There are many guys that are going to be able to handle it. There you go. Down and away. First 2 pitches. Pretty well located with the type of stuff that Felix has. Not many hitters are going to handle it.
Got him on another slider. And Pierzynski will be the hitter.
Take a look at the last pitch. Again, down in the zone. Swings right over the top of it. hitter that struggles to get to the fastball, a lot of times you're going to be way out in front of the breaking ball because you have to cheat so much, and especially if you have the type of fastball that Felix does. The bat started early and swinging some bad pitches down.
AJ pops it up and it's playable. That'll do that. And Krasinski pops up to Jose Lopez. And here in the second. Konerko left out at second base. No scores. We go to the bottom of the second. At first base tonight, Russell Branyan still on the shelf with that stiff back. Takes a strike right over the outside corner. 0-1 the count on Kotsman. Then Justin Smoke, who is the designated hitter tonight. Strike 2, 0-2. And then Ryan Langerhans. So 3 consecutive left-handed batters now. Gavin Floyd. High fastball that time. It's easy to say that the way they've been playing, the White Sox are the cream of the crop in the Central, but there is a long, long way to go. Nice easy 2-hopper for Omar. Let's check in with Angie Menti. Angie. And Justin Smoke doing the DHing tonight. Smoke's got, as we understand it, a bit of a tight hamstring. And from time to time, they're going to give him this role as a DH, as well as, of course, play first base. But the Mariners knew it when they made the deal with Texas. They wanted this kid anyway. but they want to keep their eye on that injury.
Well, and they're able to do that. If you look at it, they don't have an everyday DH because Milton Bradley plays some left field. Kochman can certainly, he's one of the better first basemen going to see.
Routine ground ball. And Beckham throws him out.
So you can rotate that DH position around with all the guys. All days off every now and then if you'd like to.
Ryan Langerhan's getting the start in left field tonight.
Things you'll notice about Floyd, especially to the left-handed hitters, is when he gets ahead of them, he'll try to throw that cutter or a slider in on him.
And a fly ball to fairly deep left field, but Pierre gets a beat on it, goes back, and right where the grass meets the track. Makes an easy catch, and the Mariners now have not scored in 20 straight innings. No score. Beautiful ballpark like this. Summertime, strike right on the outside corner. 0-1 the count.
That's getting right to the point. I like that.
That ball's got too much air in it. It'll be an easy catch out there for Gutierrez. Let's give you our AT&T trivia question tonight. Ichiro and Juan Pierre ranked 1-2 in infield hits since 2001. Which of the following players are not in the top 5 during that same time frame from 2001 till now? Is it for Kyle, Jeter, Crawford, or Luis Castillo? Infield hits. There's, speaking of a hit, one right up the middle by Gordon Beckham, who restarts another hitting streak. He's now hit 9 of his last 10. There are the guys. Want to make a guess?
I think Castillo has to be one of them. I would think he bunts a lot. So does Vercall. I would say Jeter. I don't think he gets a lot of infield hits, does he?
I'll say Carl Crawford of Tampa Bay. Let her go. Swung on and a soft two-hopper. Hit right to third, so it works just the same as a bunt. As Gordon Beckham moves on down to second base. In a scoring position. Second consecutive inning. The Sox have had runners in scoring position. And here's Omar. And it won't get the job done. It will as far as Felix is concerned. A routine ground ball to second to retire the side. So here in the third, nothing doing. Coming back, Bart, Wilson, and Ichiro.
The entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Quit waving it around. Let's see.
Anything that has to do with duct tape, I think, is good.
Josh Bard, the catcher, takes a strike on 1 to count. Gavin Floyd. Inside. The crowd around 20,000 or so here tonight. Trading card night tomorrow night, so get out here early.
Floyd's with a lot of breaking balls so far. 27%. Some change-ups. 36% of his pitches are off-speed pitches.
Pierzynski throws the mask away and has it go off his glove, and he makes a bare-handed catch. That's when you're living right, baby.
Surprised Omar let him catch it. Take a look at it. Throws the mask. It's in good shape. It's going to pop out. One-handed grab right in the middle of the catcher's mask. Stays with it.
This is Jack Wilson.
You know, I was surprised that Omar let him catch it. One of my first games playing with Omar at shortstop, and I was over at third. Ball goes up in the infield. Pop fly. It's right to me at third. I don't even have to move. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, he calls me off. I'm not moving. I'm right there. Calls me off again, so I get out of the way, and I look at him, and he goes, I got all the pop-ups. It's good for the fielding percentage.
Easy. Two-hopper. I got all the pop-ups.
I got all the pop-ups.
Okay, let's give you the answer to our trivia question. Ichiro and Pierre rank 1-2 in infield hits. Which of the following players are not in the top 5? Derek Jeter, you said, and the answer is Carl Crawford of Tampa Bay. Not in the top 5. Little lone outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Ichiro.
Do you remember Omar when he used to catch the ball on its way down? I used to drive Blue nuts.
I love to watch him take fungos. Just pop it out of the heel of his glove up into the air and catches it barehanded.
I was watching him and Ramirez today. They actually switched spots. Omar was out at short and Ramirez was at second. And they were messing around out there doing the same thing, having some fun. It was fun to watch those guys go at it.
Still having a lot of fun playing the game.
Amazing. 43 years old. And playing it well.
Tapper back to the mound. The comebacker. And the zero strain continues for the Mariners. At the end of 3, the Mariners and the Chicago White Sox. Still somebody looking for a run. There is no score.
All right, Angie, thank you, and welcome, everybody. 4th inning action here. Alex Rios leading off for the White Sox, and a couple of pitchers really throwing a nice ball game here. They're dominating these hitters today.
Well, and this is what you expected to see from Felix for sure. You were hoping maybe a little bit different with Floyd because the Mariners have handled Floyd. They've had success against him, but Felix so far throwing the ball well, trying to have some patience, give his offense a chance to get on track, but Floyd's throwing the ball well too, and he's really gone to a lot of breaking balls, so the Mariner hitters are going to have to make some adjustments to that.
Especially going through on the second time. This is a good ball club, this White Sox ball club, hitting the ball all over. You look at the offensive numbers. and they lead the world in just about everything since they got on that run back in June.
Well, and that's what it takes. They're playing good defense, and they're hitting the ball, as you mentioned. They're hitting it with some power. A lot of extra base hits for these guys. And, of course, they're pitching well, including Floyd. So, you know, if you're going to get on that type of run, you have to have everything working for him. And right now that's working for Ozzie and his club, and we'll see how long it lasts.
Ozzie not stressing at all. Peeled out of Jeff Kellogg. He did not go. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rios strikeout. First time up. Misses away. Felix in the 3rd inning. 5 pitches to 4 batters. The name is efficiency. Rios followed by Konerko and Katze. Swing and a miss. Rios is gone. Second time. It's a 3rd strikeout for Felix Hernandez.
You saw from that tracer, every single pitch down and away. When he stays down in the zone like that, he is going to be tough. As you take a look at our Marines leader of the game, Felix Hernandez, 145 2/3 innings pitched, 17 quality starts. I mean, he has really pitched well this year. But if he stays down there, Dave, they're not going to have much of a chance against him.
Kind of like it. 4 complete games in his last 6 outings. Here's Konerko. First baseman, model of consistency in his career. He's got 347 home runs, 81st all time, 10th among active players. They're going a base hit to left. First time up. Mariners want to get a trend going the other way. They win tonight to be the first against the White Sox. Pulled foul and looming right through the camera while looming is 4 games with the White Sox in Chicago starting on Monday.
Think about it, though, when they were in Chicago, they played well in that series. I mean, they had leads in that game, in the games over in Chicago, and in that series, it's just late. Well, lost those games late. Bullpen wasn't able to hang on to him for him, but the guys played well there, so hopefully they'll do the same thing, and the outcome for the bullpen will be different.
3 last at bat wins for the White Sox, 2 walk-offs, and Konerko, I believe it's Konerko in the middle game had an 8th inning. One of those games had an 8th inning home run. That was a decider. 1-2. Defensive swing, puts it in play. Ichiro. No play.
That'll give you a pretty good idea of the type of stuff Felix has tonight. Konerko, really good right-handed hitter, and that was more of a self-defense swing. Typically, he's going to turn it loose. He wants to do some damage at the plate, but he was fooled on that breaking ball, and that was all he could do, just get a piece of it. But look again, the location again, everything down in that bottom 1/3 of the strike zone.
Pitch a long time like that.
That's right.
Gutierrez shading Konerko, a couple of steps to right field. Got a lot of movement on that pitch. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the 4th inning. 4 on the game. Well, you see it out of his hands. You see where you think it's going to be, and then it's gone.
Bottom falls out of it. Even his fastball has good movement on it. That's why he's able to keep the ball down.
There's DH Mark Kotsay. Josh Bard getting a chance to catch Felix tonight with Rob Johnson. He's got a barking hip, if you will. A couple of days ago, he made a play where he spun up the first base line and scooted out there. He threw off the wrong foot. He'll leave the game late at the 8th inning. Just drops it in nice and easy, huh?
Snaps it off at 83 miles an hour. That's his curveball. Look at it. Right at the bottom of the zone.
More pitches working tonight than he did in his last outing. That was at Anaheim, and he pitched well in it. Lopez, nice backhand. Throws over to Katzman, and Felix throws a 1-2-3 fourth inning. He's got stopper stuff tonight, folks. If he can get some offense, he can walk out of here with a double. No score, Angie, here at bottom of the fourth inning. Mariners last night shut out 4-0. They got just 2 hits, 7 base runners reached. Only 1 reached second because that man, John Danks, largely responsible for the effort last night. 7 2/3. J.J. Putz, third of an inning, and Bobby Jenks for the close. Danks was in total command. So far tonight, the Mariners had 1 base runner. It was a base hit by Gutierrez. Figgins has to move those feet. Figgins hitting a .196 left-handed coming into tonight's action. Right-handed .291. Works a walk. Friday with the Mariners and Red Sox, they're going to be continuing their series right here. You know what you can do? You can donate your old cell phone and accessories to the Verizon Wireless Hope Line Cell Phone Drive to support local shelters and victims of domestic violence. Collection boxes will be stationed at all gates as well as guest services locations around Safeco Field. Second base runner tonight for the Mariners. Walk issued by Gavin Floyd.
And Floyd so far has shown that he'll use the slide step. Decent move over to first. There's the slide step. Trying to get to home as quickly as he can. Cut the time down so Figgins won't try to run. As Figgins over first. Just out of your picture is Brumley, the first base coach, and he has a stopwatch, and he's going to time Floyd to home and relay that message. As you see Brumley there, that's a stopwatch in his right hand. If he uses the slide step, it'll be tough for Figgins. There it is again.
Brzezinski's just 10 for 47 and throwing out base runners.
Yeah, Floyd's trying to help him out. And sometimes you'll see pitchers that'll go through that, but they'll mix it up, Dave, because they're not really comfortable pitching out of a slide step. So they try to mix it up a little bit so they can lift that front leg and get to their normal position that they're comfortable in. And so as a runner, you're guessing.
Right.
Yeah, you know, but the good news with that, if they're not comfortable with it, that's certainly help out the hitter. As Franklin is there in a 1-1, but he looks like he's going to stay with it to try to help A.J. out.
Because normally the pitchers want to get that leg up, get that extra momentum and forward momentum going, get that power, load up that backside.
Absolutely. See the big hole over on the right side of the infield. Beckham, the second baseman, cheating towards second for the double play. And Erco, of course, having to hold the runner, Figgins.
Biggie goes, pitch out, throw down to second, is in time, got him. Sixth time, Figgins has been caught. And put the game in motion. I don't know why anybody's going. They got to put the game in motion. It's not like they're banging out a whole bunch of hits every night.
Take a look at it. There he goes with the big leg kick to set things up for the pitch out.
Got him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So now the next move for Don is to wonder, do they have my signs? Do they know he was running? What was tipped off there? Did Figgins do something?
Speed pitch, 2-2.
And I doubt that it was a steal sign that was put on. Figgins has the green light, so I'm sure he went on his own. So they're going to wonder, go back and probably look at some tape to see if something that Figgins did to tip it off for them to go with the pitch out in that situation, or if it was just a good guess.
Guedes is gone. 2 outs. First strikeout for Floyd. 95 strikeouts and 116 and a third coming into tonight's game. But sometimes you do just guess right. You know, you get that little intuition.
And then Figgins is a guy that you're going to pitch out a lot on, you know, or take some chance on just because he steals so many bases. Just happened to guess right.
Lopez flat out the left. Strike one. When you look at the top 3 men in the order, Mariners can get them on. I mean, they have between each row, that's 46, 59 stolen bases among the top 3 guys in the order. And the team's hitting 236, which is last in the American League. Doesn't take, you don't have to be Mr. Einstein to figure that one out, right?
Right, and we've seen other clubs pitch out a lot and the guys not run.
Right. Finds a hole, base hit. Two down, 1 on. Casey Kotchman.
See Omar leaning towards the line, knowing that Floyd was going to go inside, expecting Lopez to pull the ball down the line.
Generally at third, obviously at second and short, they get a good view. Center fielder gets a good view of what the catcher's signs are. Generally, you get a good view from third if you're playing a little bit wide, maybe a little left.
No, it's really difficult to see it. So a lot of times you wait for the catcher's movement, or you get the sign from the shortstop.
Okay. Catcher setting up will tell you a lot.
Yeah, it will, but you have to remember too, when the catchers are giving their signs, they're trying to hide the signs from the first and third base coaches, and they're not that far apart, so it's difficult to see in there. Right here, it's probably going to be his best chance to look in to see what AJ is doing, because it's a left-handed hitter and he's playing well off the line. But most of the time, as this ball's hit foul, most of the time it's just either watch the catcher or have your shortstop let you know basically what they're going to do is they're going to say something, usually on just off-speed pitches. If they don't say anything, it's a fastball, and then you kind of make your adjustments with the catcher.
A.J. Pierzynski looking over to the dugout, get the sign from over there. Don Cooper, pitching coach. There's Ramirez, the shortstop. Keep an eye on him, see what he might be doing in terms of relaying to Omar Vizquel.
Probably won't do it with a left-handed hitter up there.
Okay.
Because typically the right-handed hitters is going to help him out more. Because Omar is really concerned about the one ball down the line. What pitch is he going to hit down the line?
Pitching outside, how about that? 3-1. Justin Smoke on deck. 2 outs, 1 on here, Safeco Field. Not a lot of offense thus far, just 2 hits. Both clubs. deep right field. Down the line, hooking. Foul. 10-12 rows up. Well struck by Casey Kotchman.
That's a fastball inside. Pitch is covered. Look at that pitch above the belt. Casey does a nice job of throwing his hands and getting the barrel to it. Not fouled by much.
Two outs, full count. Lopez takes off, swing and a miss. Second strikeout in the inning and for the ball game for Gavin Floyd. Nothing across for the Mariners. 0-0 here at Safeco. Just 2 hits. Andrew Jones, A.J. Pierzynski, Alexi Ramirez, 6, 7, and 8 for the White Sox. Breaking ball, strike 1. Hernandez, 4 strikeouts, no walks. Jones struck out on a 1-2 pitch last time up. He's 0 for 4 career against Felix. Freddie Garcia, guy in the middle. He is Felix Hernandez's hero. Of course, a big start here in Seattle. And he came in. He's been, coming off some down years and some injuries. He's the number 5 starter with this ball club, and has pitched his way to being basically their number 1 guy. Here's a drive to left. Fingerhands puts it away. How about the year? Freddie's had 9-3, a 4.37 ERA. Today's game is being brought to you by Budweiser, official beer of the Thirst Inning. Let's check out the crowd in the Budweiser Thirst Inning and see who's enjoying the game. Sunshine when we started this ball game. Ideal conditions, 74 degrees, and the wind almost non-existent at 3 miles per hour. Chopper to Jack Wilson. 2 down. Were you here when Garcia was here?
No.
Just missed him? He was here 99 through 04. Freddie Garcia, 18 wins in 01, 16 in 02, 12 in 03.
He was on his way in when I was on my way out.
Freddie's second stint with the White Sox. Alexei Ramirez. Hit the ball hard a couple times last night. One for a home run, a 2-1 pitch in the ninth inning off of shoelaces. Good pitch. Look where he goes to get this. It's against Chris Sedden. That's the same kind of bat speed we saw a couple of years ago when he began as a regular for these White Sox. He is reed thin. Felix takes care of him in 3 pitches. So Felix continuing to be very efficient. He's got 5 Ks through 5 innings in a 0-0 ball game. White Sox and the Mariners here in action. The Red Sox coming to town, where come out of Oakland, where they lost 2 out of 3. Smoke grounded out the second, his first time up. Give me an idea, Mike, what you think's going through this youngster's head now. He's starting, you know, when you get a little more comfortable now. He's probably got some of his possessions flown in from Texas or wherever the heck he was, and over in Goose Creek. But now it's starting to get. What's that comfort level?
I think he's just getting more relaxed. You know, the biggest part of it, too, is getting to know his manager, the coaches, his teammates. How do you get to the ballpark from the hotel or wherever he's at? You know, where do you go to get something to eat? You have to learn all these different things, but the biggest thing is his clubhouse. Is he comfortable in his clubhouse? And once he gets to that point, which he should be at right now, I'm sure he's fine with that. And you can start to relax and just play baseball.
He's got to be loving that. Two balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Pulled a string on him. That is the 3rd Floyd strikeout. 1 down here in the 5th. Tomorrow, Seattle summer. It's going to heat up. Boston Red Sox coming to town. Big 4-game series. Get your tickets. Get them today here at Safeco Field, because it's going to be the place to be Thursday through Sunday. For tickets, go to Mariners.com or any Mariners team store. Brian Langerhans flied out to left. Good hack, he missed. Brian Roland Smith will start tomorrow. John Lackey, Jason Vargas, Josh Beckett, David Pauly, John Lester, and Doug Fister and Daisuke Matsusaka. Daisuke on Sunday, that means we'll be here a while.
Douglas speed things up for us. He works at a nice pace.
It's the other guy I'm worried about.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
We're here 2.5 hours. We've played 3 innings with Daisuke on the mound.
0-0 ball game.
Yeah, really. So the youngsters enjoying the game here. When I was his age, I thought batting helmets were cool because we didn't have it. Pretty cool having a cap. Didn't have batting. Find the hole, yes, sir. Langerhans, he's going for it. Oh, he's in trouble now. He is in trouble now. Another base running problem. Here's Vizquel taking him all the way back, and he's out. Changed his mind. He got caught in betwixt and between a couple, 3 times, going to the bag, turning from the bag. And a nice play by Jones to get that ball back in quickly.
Take a look at it. It's a base hit. He had a chance for a double just because of that. The deflection off of Beckham's glove. He comes around first. Looked like he was going all the way. And then he ends up stopping and starting again. And by then he's hung out to dry. Almost got a break there. Konerko almost dropped it.
Those of you scoring at home. Base hit to right. Put out 9-6-3-5-9er. And we've seen a base running mistake in almost every game for the last week. And that
since the break. Right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's the right idea, trying to make something happen. I totally get that. Did not work out. 2 outs. Ashbari fouled out. Catcher to catcher. Leading off the 3rd inning. Bob Johnson slowed by a hip problem. Bradley get a night off. The rest is knee. And Beckham has the play. Floyd faces the minimum in spite of the fact that he gives up a base hit. Both of these pitchers in command got this game in lockdown through 5. Metro to the Mariners continues, so check out the bus service for your next trip here to Safeco Field during this next homestand with the Red Sox coming to town. Visit the Metro website at metro.kingcounty.gov for complete information to ride Metro to the Mariners this week when the Mariners take on Boston. Gordon Beckham batting in at the 9-hole. Their second baseman leads off here in the 6th. Felix Hernandez, 5 strikeouts, no walks. Gavin Floyd, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. Mariners 3 hits, 2 for Chicago. He went. This is Alan Porter, home plate umpire. Mariners have had 4 base runners. Nobody's touched second yet. 0-2 to the ball. Konerko and Beckham. So they've had 2 guys reach second base. That's how good the pitching's been. 2-2. Strike 3 called. Beckham didn't have a problem with it. He knew he couldn't hit it. Strikeout number 6. Take a look at the Quest High Speed pitch, brought to you by Quest High Speed Internet. Good pitch, great location by Felix Hernandez. Top of the order, and Juan Pierre. Juan opened the game lining out hard to center field. Good catalyst to have at the top of your order here. Juan Pierre, guys run like crazy. 34 steals.
Felix going at him with a couple of fastballs, understanding how important it is in a 0-0 game to keep him off the bases. If he finds a way to get on, he will take off and run, try to make something happen. Felix aware of that. A pretty good pitch. Just off the inside corner.
Puts it in play. Jack Wilson. Release gets Pierre as Kochman maintains contact with the bag. Here's your Quest High Speed pitch. It's brought to you by Quest High Speed Internet. 95 for Senor Hernandez and Gavin Floyd at 93. Muskel 0 for 2. I liked how Felix calmly kick saved it, deflected it to Lopez in the first at bat. Hockey fans of old, they say Esposito scores in the rebound. Good teamwork there. Got it off the bottom of his foot, off of Felix's foot, but directed right to Lopez. What's his kick save here? Back through the box. And the follow through that left foot. Felix directed traffic. Back of a play. Not something you want to see your ace do on a regular basis, but he got away with that one. Two and two. Good to see Felix every 5 days. He looks relaxed, confident, top of his game. '43-year-old Omar Vizquel. A great series. 4 for 10. Made some fine plays at third base. Strike 3 call. He's done. 7 strikeouts. Second this inning. Sox are gone in the 6th. And Felix pitching like true royalty. No score here in the 6th. Glad you're with us, everybody. Dave Sims, Mike Lowers, and the FSN crew. Gavin Floyd and Felix Hernandez hooking up in a good one. Jack Wilson leads it off, followed by Ichiro and Figgins. 9-1-2 for the Mariners. Jack rounded out second base in his first at bat. Floyd's doing a good job of changing speeds. Like I said, doing a good job of changing speeds. Good curveball.
And expanding the strike zone, just starting to work off the plate, widen the zone up, get guys chasing pitches like Jack just did off the plate. Take a look at this last breaking ball. See Pierzynski set up off the plate away, pitch down and off the plate, right where he wanted him to throw it in a 0-2 count.
4th strikeout against 1 walk.
Throwing just enough fastballs inside for the hitters to make them a little bit uncomfortable and conscious about that pitch coming in.
High ball left field. That'll get foul as Pierre gets chased. That's Steve Largent jersey. Mariners try to get their first win of the season against the White Sox. They're 0-5. Mariners just 3 wins in the last 17 games. 1 at Detroit, beat the Yankees here, 1 at the Angels. Tough go for the ball club. 2-1 for Ichiro. Make it 3-1. John Figgins on deck. He's down a bunt, foul, 3-2. Ichiro 3-2 here against Floyd. 1 out, nobody on. 6th inning.
Both pitchers in good shape with their pitch counts. They've been efficient.
Nice work up there, fellas. Fouled it into Pierzynski's glove. Strikeout number 5. 2 outs in the 6th. Boyd tell the Mariners the 4 base runners. Nobody's reached second. Figgins hit a soft line drive to Ramirez, the shortstop, and walked back in the 4th. Around this game, you play this game long enough, you see stretches like this. When was the last time you played in a stretch like this where the offense is almost non-existent? We played on some teams that can swing the bat.
Yeah, but when I first came to Seattle, the '92 club really struggled, especially the second half of the season.
Taking behind 0-2. Another efficient inning for Gavin Floyd. He's rung up 6 strikeouts. Felix has got 7. No score. A battle from 1968, the year of the pitcher, when Bob Gibson put up a 1.12 ERA. Denny McClain won 31 games. I mean, bat to ball, not happening.
There's one thing that's apparent as we go into the 7th inning here. Whoever blinks first is probably going to win this game. So Felix right now, 67 pitches. He's in great shape with his pitch count.
Jack Wilson surrounds, fires, and retires Rios. See what Angie Mentic has going on.
First baseman, ball player.
That was good stuff. He comes off the bench, 0-2 count. That was awesome to do that. It's remarkable.
I like to see the local kids do well.
Yep.
Good for him.
Felix has retired 12 consecutive hitters. Konerko, base hit, strikeout. Felix has some insect buzzing. 0-1. Thinking 0-2. Almost like an auctioneer. Give me a strike, looking for a strike. Somebody give me a strike, and bang, there they are. Both guys on top of their games.
Konerko didn't like it, but it looked like a pretty good pitch.
Dangerous hitter Konerko. 1-2. That goes as Jeff Kellogg. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cleanup hitter for the White Sox. Five for 11. That's what Konerko's done in this series. 2-2. Josh Bart's going to sleep well tonight. Catching a lot of heavy pitches, a lot of pitches that are just moving fantastically as we look at Mark Kotsay, the on-deck hitter. First time he's catching Felix Hernandez. It's an experience. Twelve in a row retired by Felix Hernandez, and Floyd hadn't been too shabby either. Green 2. Center field for Gutierrez. 2 outs. 13 in a row retired by Felix Hernandez. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Kotsay has yet to get it out of the infield. Pitch 0-2. Tap back to Felix and grounded out to third. He is staying ahead of these hitters.
Command of his fastball again. When we've seen him have the type of command that he has tonight of his fastball, it sets up everything. You take a look at the first pitch strikes for him, 19 out of 23. So the guys are behind right away, and then they go into that defensive mode with the type of stuff he has again. It's tough.
0-2, dribbled down to Figgins. 14 in a row retired by Felix Hernandez. He's through 7. His kingdom for a run. pitchers who just woke up on the right side of the bed. I mean, it's been amazing. Floyd and Hernandez. Felix has retired 14 in a row. Struck out 7. Floyd struck out 6. He's allowed 4 base runners. Nobody's reached second base. We're going to get a base hit first inning. Struck out in the 4th. Ramirez can't make the play. Tough hop. Base hit.
Take a look at it. Hit off the end of the bat. Ramirez tries to get right in front of it. Goes off the side of his glove. Mariners catch a break. He's been fielding everything. See if they can take advantage of it.
Caitlin and Melissa from Snohomish. Mike?
I thought, when we saw their sign earlier,
right,
I had no idea that with the game that we're watching, it actually fits perfectly for this. But they were talking about stress and nerves is what baseball is, split between 9 innings, and that's exactly what we have today. Here you go.
Well done. That's well said. You want to call that trademark office? Want to know the Lopez. Gutierrez, the 5th base runner tonight for the Mariners. Don't forget, last night they had 2 hits. 1 got out of the infield. Two and 0. You got some options. What do you do?
Well, Lopez has been the one guy that has actually had the best swings off of Floyd tonight. His first at bat, he fouled a bunch of pitches off and was hitting line drives all over the place, but they were fouled, and then he ended up getting a base hit. I think you let him hit.
He does. Omar Vizquel starts 1 to Beckham. Double play to Konerko. Goodness gracious. Around the horn.
And Omar does it to him again. This is not an easy play. It's a line drive in between hop, and he picks it like it's nothing. You can see him cheat a little bit knowing that ball was going down. Look how close he is to third. Picks it cleanly. Nice play by Konerko over at first, too. Beckham rushed that throw a little bit.
I'm amazed. I can imagine how you must feel as a third baseman watching this guy at 43 years old, who is by trade a shortstop and a great one. And he is latter stage of his career. If you just walked out here and you said, well, that guy's pretty good. He's 43 years old. Yeah, right. We know because we've been following him all these years, but he looks like $1 million out there.
Certainly looks like he can play a few more years. I don't think there's any question about that. He keeps in great shape. Still has the great hands. We've seen that enough in this series.
I think your call about from the plate 2 nights ago where he doesn't lose any teeth on that terrible hop.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That was a fantastic play. One to Kotchman. Smoke on deck. Kotchman fouled one. Hooked it around the foul pole last time up. Through the hole, yes sir. Base hit.
The ground ball through the right side. Beckham. He got a little piece of it off the end of his glove.
Smoke's 3rd time around against Gavin Floyd. He's grounded out to second and struck out.
He's throwing a lot of off-speed pitches.
Yeah, an off-speed pitch down in Anaheim. Interesting at bat here. Struck him out on a 2-2 pitch in the fifth. Chicago City with two big personalities managing their baseball clubs. Lou Piniella, who announced his retirement, and Ozzie Guillen. Don't think about Smoke. He's not going to cheat himself when he swings. He's ahead 2-0. Way to stay alive, fellas. 2-1. Mike Cooley, good job, Mike. Cameraman down there. 2-1. To Smoke. Three and 1. Well, you got your big boy hitter up there.
Turn it loose. He throws you an off-speed pitch down. You swing over the top of it. Who cares? You have 2 outs. Try to hit one of the seats if you get the fastball that you like. You swing at a bad pitch, you get another one.
Boy, thinking about this. Up close look at this confrontation. 3-1. Right to Beckman. That is the inning. 7 in the books. A lot of zeros on the scoreboard. Back to Safeco after this. The man has retired 14 in a row. He struck out 7, hasn't walked anybody, and he has been in charge against these White Sox. Very, very impressive performance, and a much-needed one by the Mariners.
Well, so far he's only faced 2 over the minimum. His pitch count is way down. He's just begging for a run. He really has the White Sox tied up so far.
It could be like the stories you hear about The old days, fellas, just give me one run, I got the rest. You know.
Well, at this point in the game, I mean, we're working in the 8th inning again, and Felix now 80 pitches, so he's in great shape.
Lee Butler to Andruw Jones.
But I'm sure that Floyd feels the same way. He's pitching a nice game too, and he's hoping that something breaks here for him against Felix. He's certainly aware Floyd is the job that Felix is doing tonight and how difficult this is for his hitter. So he's doing the same thing, just hoping for that one run.
Reaches out, rolls over on one. Jack Wilson throws out Andruw Jones. 15 in a row retired. Angie, good numbers here for Felix. All right, Angie, thank you. 15 in a row retired by Felix Hernandez. A.J. Pierzynski, the hitter. And Santos starting to throw. He's a converted infielder. They really like what he has been able to do. Sergio Santos. Kevin Floyd. Solid, actually strong work through 7. No runs on 5 hits. 6 strikeouts. Long. Kevin Floyd of late has been struggling in his last 4 starts. A record of 0-2, and I'm at the ERA of 6.86. You'd never know it tonight. Physical look by Anthony Joseph Pierzynski, who is 2-2 now to Felix Hernandez. Felix in a good rhythm. The 2-2. Got him. 16 in a row retired by Felix Hernandez. Strikeout number 8.
Take a look at the last pitch. Again, pitch down in the zone. Pierzynski will swing right over the top of it. I'll tell you somebody that we haven't talked about tonight, and which is usually a good thing, and he's done a really nice job, is Alan Porter, the home plate umpire. We haven't seen him.
Rookie.
Yeah, and he's really done a nice job with these 2 guys working behind the dish. It was either a bad breaking ball or a changeup. It was only 81 miles an hour.
You think Ramirez looks thin on TV? You should see him in person. Pretty flexible, that's for sure. Quick wrist.
Knowing that Ramirez is aggressive early in counts, they tried to go with a couple of off-speed pitches. Felix missed with them both. I guess that Ramirez is going to turn it loose if he gets a fastball anywhere in the area.
2-1. Alan Porter, the home plate umpire. Jeff Kellogg at first. Jeff Nelson at second. Mark Carlson at third.
Done a nice job tonight.
Here's the 2-1. Felix riding high here. 8th inning. He's retired 16 in a row. Struck out 8. Gonna go back to the 3rd inning. Last time anybody reached base. Base hit by Beckham to center field with 1 out. 2-2. He's been remarkably consistent, showing off in front of his hero, fellow countryman, Freddie Garcia. He used to wear number 34 for this franchise. The 2-2. Broken back. Kochman on the fly is right there. 17 in a row retired by Felix Hernandez through 8. He needs 1 run. Bottom of the 8th inning, Don Wakamatsu talking about having the guys out there for pitching, fielding practice, working on defense to control the run game. He had guys out there, the entire team was out on the field well before BP as we look at Sergio Santos making his 34th appearance. Gavin Floyd, 7 strong innings. Nice job today. He allowed 6 base runners, and again, no Mariner has reached second base yet. Here's your Jack in the Box starting pitching line for tonight. Both guys in charge. Floyd out of the 100 pitches threw 60 for strikes. The 2 to Langerhans, followed by Bart and Josh Wilson. From Santos off his foot. Langerhans down the line. He is aboard with a base hit. Santos tried to get on it quickly. Mariners have something and the runner on board here in the 8th inning.
We've seen all 3 pitchers get hit by a ball back up the middle. Felix went off of his foot, went right to Lopez to make an out, and then went off of Floyd's calf that went to Ramirez, who made a really nice play against Ichiro. This one, fortunately for Langerhans, did not deflect to an infielder. Santos, a good athlete, not able to make the play in time.
Pena, number 57, and Eric Frias, 68. There's Josh Bard 0 for 2. Bunts in order. Go to second. He is out. 1-6 the put out.
Bunted right back to the pitcher. Santos, again, a good athlete, gets rid of it quickly, makes a nice throw. As Langerhans goes in hard and dumps Ramirez. Clean play right over the top of the bag.
Santos once hit 20 home runs and 66 RBI. AAA Syracuse before turning his career around, becoming a pitcher. Rios pockets that, 2 down. Take a look at the Mariners calendar brought to you by Sleep Country USA. More tough opponents coming up. The White Sox leaving, Red Sox coming to town. Then we see the White Sox again 4 more times in Chicago. The always tough Minnesota Twins. And then the big swinging Texas Rangers will come to town. And Kansas City, not a big power team, but we've seen them a couple of times before. They're the best hitting team in the American League. 2 outs, 8th inning, Reacher. Down the line. Reacher down to 314 his batting average. Santos turned himself into a pitcher a year ago. And Omar Vizquel makes another fine defensive play. And the Mariners still haven't gotten a runner to second base in this 0-0 ball game. Felix's night, a darn good one. 17 in a row retired as we look at our Suzuki Kazachi game recap.
Dominant night for Felix. Makes this easy play, but really did a nice job against the White Sox. A hot hitting club with a lot of power. He held them to just 2 singles tonight. 8 strikeouts for Felix. Had his game working. Everything was working for him. Everything down in the zone. You look at the location of those pitches, there's not much that the White Sox were going to do. Everything down.
You can see Vizquel nod his head like, well, that was a good pitch. I wasn't going to hit that anyway. Look at that.
No walks. Yeah.
Last 17 that he faced, he set him down. Darsmith takes over. Gordon Beckham, Juan Pierre, and Omar Vizquel, 9-1-2 here. Beckham 1 for 2. Dominating performance by Felix Hernandez, stopper, doing his job. Mariners looking for their 4th win. It'll be just their 4th in the last 18 games. Way upstairs, 1-2. Mariners in the home ninth will have Figgins, Gutierrez, and Lopez 2, 3, and 4. First things first. Swing, miss. Beckham is set down. One out here in the ninth. When you're traveling outside the Northwest this season, take the Mariners with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv today. See every Mariners game live or on demand on your computer. Visit Mariners.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Top of the order, Juan Pierre, 0 for 3. Speed pitch by Ardsman.
Saw this from Ardsman Anaheim, where he started mixing in his split and even a couple of breaking balls, and not just throwing fastballs.
You made that point of it the other day.
Yeah.
Scouts, everybody knowing what, they've seen this guy, they've seen patterns, so he's trying to set a new pattern the way he attacks people.
Well, he has a good fastball, and I think even if he misses with his split or his breaking ball, if you just give the hitter something else to think about, and they can't just gear up to that fastball all the time, you're ahead of the game.
Hit him. 1-2 pitch. And once Mr. Pierre shakes that off, Herm Snyder, who's been around for a long time with this ball club, going to check on his left fielder. Juan Pierre, one of the best base stealers in the game. Ooh, boy, that hurt.
I thought maybe it hit him on the leg, hit him on the arm. Ozzie Gann going out. He'll be happy to hear that, too. Still run.
34 stolen bases, leads the American League. In fact, leads the major leagues. Bourne with Houston has 29. Juan has 34. There's Ashbard, and warm up that wing.
I would agree.
We saw Ibar the other day in Anaheim, got drilled, and what did he do? Second pitch, he was gone.
Second pitch, yeah.
Skell 0 for 3. Good lead by Pierre. Ball 1. Pitch out here.
I think he may as well take a chance at some point during this at bat. If he's going to steal, I think it's going to be in the next couple of pitches.
34 out of 46. There he goes. Swung on it. Fouled back.
Looked like he had a pretty good jump.
Barnes 2 out of 6.
A lot of the good base stealers, that's what they're going to try to do, Dave. If they're going to take off, they're going to take off early in the count. They don't want to bury the hitter and then take off. They want to give it a chance to hit after they get down to second base if they're safe. And he was going to take off one of the first couple of pitches, even though Ardsman held the ball for quite a while before he went to home. Still had a pretty good jump.
One to Vizquel. Runner goes. Pitch out. Throw down to second. Yeah, got him. Oh, he's safe. Holy
He
mackerel.
pulled his hand back.
What a play. Here comes Watt. Ball clearly beat him. Figgy pleading his case. Second base umpire's Jeff Nelson. Wow.
Looked like Biggins is saying he stayed with the tag the whole way and tagged him after he pulled his hand back. You can see him as he was in there. He knew he was going to be out. He pulls his left hand back out of the way as he's sliding by. It was hard to tell from the angle that we had whether Figgins stayed with it and was able to keep the tag on him, and that's what Figgins, it looked like he was trying to explain to the umpire that he stayed with it, as Don argues. Because Pierre, a lot of times the guys will bring their arm back and then put it right back out and touch the base, and it took him a while to grab the base. He could barely reach it from where he ended up stopping on his slide. What a huge play.
I'll say it was a strong throw by Bard on the pitch out. Oh, he earned that one. They worked it hard. Second ejection this season and in his managerial career here in the big leagues for Don Wakamatsu. 2-1 the count of Vizquel. Pierre at second base. Another look. There's the hand. Took it away. Oh, man. Got him right there.
Like he had him on the shoulder.
Yeah. Oh, man. Watch
the shoulder.
There it is right there. Shoulder elbow.
It's hard to tell from that angle. I thought the other angle showed that he touched his shoulder. One more look at this. We should be able to get a pretty good look right here. We know he misses the bag completely. So see if he touches him anywhere. Right there.
Yep.
Right there.
Right before the foot got in. 2-1. Boy, oh boy. 3-1.
It looked like Jeff Nelson was in good position to make this call. Biggins season pulls it. He's probably done that himself, and he stays with the tag
right there.
and gets it right on the shoulder.
Man, on a walk down of his skull.
So Biggins was arguing that, and he was absolutely right. It looked like he touched him on the shoulder.
Oof. Oh, that's tough. Wack and Figgy pleading a very strong case.
I think Biggins went in to remind David Aardsma to make sure he keeps an eye on Pierre. We saw Pierre steal third base the other night. Stole it easy. So Biggins is going to have to keep him close out at second base, which of course leaves a huge hole on the right side. But it's more important to keep him, I think, right now at second base.
Nothing. Ball game, top of the ninth, 1 out, 2-1. And Bobby Jenks, their closer, he awaits the dangerous Alex Rios. 0 for 3. Fly ball center field. Gutierrez is there. Pierre goes back to tag, but he'll hold. 2 outs. And one more tough customer here in Paul Konerko.
Dan Konerko having a nice year, hitting .305, has 21 home runs and 66 RBIs.
Konerko 1 for 3 against Aardsma, and yep, it was a long ball. Pitch to Konerko, a couple of men on, 2 out. Strike 1. So Ty Van Berkeley, bench coach, he's making all the moves now for the Mariners. tip of the Bart's glove.
.77-mile-an-hour split to go along with his 94-mile-an-hour fastball tonight. Done a nice job of mixing his pitches up. Needs to make one more good one here to Konerko.
Konerko's been in a lot of pressure situations like this. The 0-2 from Aardsma. Out back. It was Konerko that took Brandon League downtown Sunday, April 25th in the finale at Chicago. That was an 8th inning game-winning home run, 3-2 Sox. Power on power here, 0-2. Where'd he go? He went! Wow, the Mariners escape here in the 9th inning. They get two dangerous hitters out of the way, Rios and Konerko, and live for the bottom of the 9th. They need a run to win. Wow, what a top of the 9th inning that was. It cost the Mariners their skipper, but now they got a chance to win it in the 9th. Here at Safeco Field, 1-0. If you're looking for a way to save money on your commute, consider a Sound Transit ST Express bus. For route information, visit soundtransit.org. In that Cincinnati series, Mariners swept them in 3 here at Safeco Field, 1-0, 5-1, and 1-0. Figgins, Gutierrez, and Lopez. And Sergio Santos, strike one. Figgins with 2 of the walk. Mariners got the leadoff man aboard in the 8th inning. One attempt by Bart. Runner was gunned down. Chopper, Beckham's got a charge. Bobbles, Figgy safe. It'll be a base hit.
It's a chopper right over the mound. Nothing Santos can do when Beckham comes in off the heel of the glove. A little bobble is all Figgins needed with his speed.
Gutierrez tonight, single strikeout and infield hit. Jones bunt, all one. No sacrifices on the season thus far for Franklin. Van Berkeley making the calls, and Don Wakamatsu rejected top of this inning. Lays down the bunt. It's a good one. Santos throws to Beckham covering, but in order and executed beautiful. Sacrifice 1-4. Winning run at second base. First runner to second base today for the Mariners. Jose Lopez, he's won his share of ball games. 3 of the 7 Mariner hits have been infield singles. He did his 7th Langerhans and the 8th Figgins in the 9th. Put him on.
Put him on. Threets is still throwing out in the pen. You have a lefty Kochman coming up next, switching in smoke from the left-hander Langerhans, so he'll probably go get the left-hander to pitch to Casey.
One out with a winning run at second base.
Yeah, Josh Wilson, a right-handed hitter. Of course, Rob Johnson, the backup catcher tonight. And Milton Bradley, the switch hitter.
Here comes Ozzie again. He's going to come out to get Threets, who was just called up from AAA Charlotte at the end of June. And he will be coming into this ball game with the game on the line here in the bottom of the 9th inning. California, same hometown as Don Wakamatsu, now lives in Livermore, California. They bring him on here. It'll be his 5th game. Big left-hander, 6'5", 240. He's got 10 games in the big leagues with the Giants, 3-07, 7-08. Most recently been with the Dodgers organization, and here's Milton Bradley. Milton trying to get the Mariners pass go here for a win. Gutierrez got the bunt down and sets up for Bradley. 2 for 6 in a homestand. In the outside corner, says Alan Porter. Bradley 0 for 2 last night, 2 for 4 on Monday. It's strike 2. Bradley, a .230 hitter right-handed, .201 left-handed, .211 on the season.
Chicago's outfield played straight up for Milton.
Ball and 2 strikes. Broken bat, looper, right field, coming on, makes the catch. Andruw Jones. And a double play. Goodness gracious. Wow. Extra frames coming up. Look at this play by Andruw Jones. Makes it. And then Lopez was a dead duck. Doubled up. Only way to explain it.
Well, when you take a look at it, it's a ball that has just flared down the line. Certainly a chance for this to drop for a hit. And as you see, he goes in, makes a nice catch. I wasn't sure if he was able to, even at that point, to hold on to it. Maybe that confused Lopez, too. Not sure if it was down there. I wasn't watching the umpire to see if he made the call right away. But Jones, even with that flip, and again, you know, with the way things are going, throws it right on the money to first base to double him off. But Lopez clearly had to think that that ball was on the ground somewhere, and that's why he went to second. So
Ryan Langerhans moves from left field to first base. Milton Bradley is in left field.
Bradley hit for Kochman, who was at first base. A couple of defensive adjustments.
And Brandon League takes over on the mound. Mark Kotsay, the hitter. Boy, this has been some bad base running of late.
Yeah, it has.
In extra frames this year, White Sox are 2-3. The Mariners are 2-8. And remember, the Mariners have only scored 2 runs in extra frames in 10 appearances here.
And it gets to be frustrating, too, because of that. You know that they've struggled to score runs, and then you try to push the issue and try to make things happen on the bases, and it just compounds when things aren't working out and you make those mistakes out there. And, you know, you go into slumps as a club. That happens to people all the time, but you certainly don't want to help it by making bad base running mistakes.
Here's League 3-0. The on-deck hitter, Andruw Jones. Now Kotsay's aboard. So a free pass issued by League.
I don't know how many times Andruw Jones has been asked to bunt. With 400 home runs, probably not a lot.
Pinch runner.
It's like Lillibridge,
yep.
Maybe.
Local kid, Brent Lillibridge. Just remarkable what we have seen base running. Sacrifices Andruw Jones' career entering this year 6. Brent Lillibridge. He's at first. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Chance for two. Touch, throw. Got it. Nicely done by Jack Wilson.
Well, this is about as tailor-made as it gets. A nice sinking fastball from League. Jack Wilson gets his momentum going towards second base. Easy turn.
A.J. Przinsky. 0 for 3 against League. And Jack gets another play. A.J. discards his bat disgustedly going down the first base line. So League and everybody reaching for, I guess, the rheumatism medicine after the first batter walk. No score. Here we go. Safeco Field. The Mariners just off a recent extra inning game. They won at Anaheim 2-1 on Sunday. They lost the 6-4 decision at 10 to Kansas City here at Safeco Field July 5th. And prior to that, a 2-1 win against Minnesota on June 2nd. They won 2 of the last 3 in extra innings. And here comes Justin Smoak. Smoak 0 for 3 tonight. Ground to second, strikeout, and a ground out to second. What an ending to the 9th inning for the Mariners. Move on from there. Smoak fouls one off, 1-1. Threets comes in, gets a broken back looper. Run down by Andrew Jones in right field, and he doubles up Lopez, who was a runner at first. Winning run at second was Figgins. Smoak, a couple of home runs as a Mariner. One pitch, it off.
Chicago's defense looks like they're playing straight away in the outfield, not very deep, probably normal. Omar is guarding the line over at third. All his pitches down in the zone.
Full count. Ranger hands on deck. 2 hits for Ryan.
Probably the best pitch for him to hit so far in this at bat. 3-2 fastball. There it is. Up, middle in.
Extra innings this year. The Mariners have scored 2 runs and given up 14. 3-2 pitch. Down the line, foul. On the season in extra innings, 2 and 8, scoring 2 runs, giving up 14. Tyved Berkeley running the show down Wakamatsu. Run from this game. It's strike 3 called. Smoke thought it was outside. He was headed to first base.
And according to the tracer, it was just a perfect pitch. Outside corner, knee high. Take a look at it. Back door to breaking ball on him.
One out. Here's Langerhans. Back one to Ryan. Smoke was the only Mariner Threats had faced in his brief career here. Smoke now 0 for 2. Couple of hitters, he's 0 and 2 now. One out here in the 10th. Let us not forget that Felix Hernandez with a brilliant 8 innings, 2-hit baseball, no walks, 8 strikeouts. Retired the last 17 men that he faced. Hardsma got out of a 9th inning, 1st and 2nd jam. League escaped some trouble with the double play in the 10th, and Langerhans is going on the 1-2, 2 outs. If you have the courage to rappel up a 41-story skyscraper for Special Olympics, take your support to new heights. Pledging to raise $1,000, and you can participate in Over the Edge, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to rappel down one of Seattle's most famous skyscrapers, Rainier Tower. Reserve your spot, or to learn more, visit www.sowa.org. Break 1 to Josh Bard. Rally cap, anything to get something going here for the Mariners, who've lost 14 in their last 17. Bard 0 for 3 tonight.
He's to the right-handed hitters. Looks like he wants to throw fastballs away and then try to get them to chase that slider down and in. Try to bury it at their back foot. That's a good arm. Fastball's about 93 miles an hour.
Foul up this way, 1 and 2. Two home runs on the season for Josh Bard. Number 4 days ago down in Anaheim. 1 and 2. He went. And the tag will be applied. And the Mariners are gone as Threats strikes out the side in the 10th inning. No score, extra innings. We continue at Safeco Field. Let's get to Angie Mentink. All season long, Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Feed your wild side. Mariners trying to prevent a sweep at the hands of the White Sox. Sox are looking for their 7th sweep of 3 or more games this season. Last time they swept the Mariners was here in Seattle. It was July 30th through August 1st in 1993. Ozzie Guillen's club. That Detroit is one. They started the day. Chicago 3.5 up on Detroit, 3.5 up on Minnesota. Omar Vizquel, 43 years young, and that's his son right there. But that's very cool when you get to see big leaguers that have their sons with them on the road. Way so much from their families. So it's a beautiful thing. Ramirez bounces one. Short out. There's Lopez. The throw out. One down. This Saturday, Mariners and the Red Sox, they continue their series. First 20,000 fans are going to take home a Felix Hernandez poster thanks to the Pepsi Refresh Project. Be sure to support the Washington State Coalition Against Domestic Violence as they vie for a chance to win a $200,000 Pepsi Refresh grant. Vote now through August 17th by visiting MLB.com/Pepsi Refresh or text Mariners to 76462. Second baseman Gordon Beckham. He's 1 for 3. Single strikeout, looking, strikeout, swinging. Jeff Cox fields. Scott Linebrink warming up. Pitched a scoreless inning in a 6-1 win on Monday. Drive to left. One back. Bradley off the scoreboard. Bradley with the throw. It's offline. Ringing double off the hand-operated scoreboard by Gordon Beckham, his second hit of the night.
Take a look at the swing by Beckham. Pulls his hands inside. That pitch in off the plate. A lot of times you get a pitch in there, especially running like Brandon Leagues does. The guys will pull it foul. Nice play by Milton. Throw just a little bit wide of second.
16th double for Beckham. Top of the order, Juan Pierre. All one.
This is where it puts a lot of stress on your defense. You know that he's going to put it in play somewhere and that he can really run. Guys are trying to keep Beckham close at second.
1-0. Left foul. Controversial play on a stolen base by Pierre in the ninth, top of the ninth. And it led to Don Wakamatsu being run from this game.
Yeah, unfortunately, a run was not scored, so here we are playing some more baseball.
Brandon League, third pitcher tonight for the Mariners.
All the outfielders shallow here up at the plate.
Let's revisit that ninth inning. Look at this deal. Pitch out, throw down, plenty of time. Figgy said he got him on the shoulder. He was getting ready to throw the ball around the infield. And when you see some of the replays, he did get him before he got to the bag. 1-1. Ichiro has to back up, give ground. He is under it, makes the catch, tagging Beckham. He'll get the third with 2 outs. That'll bring up Omar Vizquel. Omar 0 for 3 with a walk. Bobby Jenks and Scott Linebrink warming up.
Lopez playing way in on the grass over at third.
1 to Vizquel. Allen's in a strike, 1-1. First runner to third for either team. Line drive, base hit. Vizquel gives Chicago a 1-0 lead. A little low. He's had a great series with the glove and now comes up big with an RBI. That's his 17th of the season.
And up to that point, the White Sox were 0 for 6 with men in scoring position. Fastball top of the zone, hits it into right field. Nice line drive out into right. Beckham just walks home.
So Nicholas's son, proud to see Dad come up big here in the 11th inning. Beckham a 1-out double, took third on a fly out by Pierre, and now home with the Vizquel RBI. Rios 0 for 4. So Bobby Jenks, he's going to get the call here at the bottom of the 11th inning. Next 20 saves on the season.
Well, Mariners will have Jack Wilson back to the top of the order with Ichiro and Figgins.
So the Mariners will have coming up. They're going to have to generate something against the top closers in the American League. As Vizquel gets down to second with a stolen base. And for Vizquel, his 4th. So Rios is done, but damage just enough as the White Sox get a run thanks to Omar Vizquel's base hit. 1-0 Chicago. Wilson, Ichiro, and Figgins coming up. Mariners, they've had their opportunities. Mike, take it back to the 9th inning. How about this?
Well, they have, and they get a break right here. Biggins leading the inning off with a base hit. Nice bunt by Gutierrez to move him over. Good fundamental baseball there. Go ahead and put Lopez on, and then they bring the left-hander in. Milton Bradley. Looked like this might drop for a base hit, but a nice play by Andrew Jones. He doubles Lopez off at second base, or at first base, with that little flip throw to end the inning. So, yeah, they've had some chances.
There's been some bad base running since the start of the second half, and it continues tonight. Langerhans got caught back in the 5th inning. 1 out, got a base hit to right. Thought he might be able to stretch, got caught in a rundown. So, had at least 1 incident base running in every game, I think, since the start of the second half.
And that was the only at-bat with a runner in scoring position for the Mariners tonight.
There's Jack Wilson against Bobby Jenks, tied for 6th in the American League, 20 saves. Down on bunt, that's a beauty. He's aboard.
Okay, good start.
Remember when Jack came over last year, so that's one of his favorite plays.
Normally tries to push it past the pitcher, but this turns out nice. Right down the line. Fortunately, it stays on the grass and hit the cut and roll foul, but a nice bunt by Jack. Good job of avoiding it, too, not letting it hit him.
Well, that'll bring up Ichiro. Ichiro 2 for 5 against Bobby Jenks. 0 for 4 this evening, Ichiro.
Omar up close at third.
Ichiro has not left the infield in 4 at-bats tonight. He lays down a bunt. Konerko to Beckham. Sacrifice 3-4. Here's going to be Sean Figgins. Figgins, too, has yet to leave the infield. He does have 1 hit. It was an infield hit. You saw that as we replayed action from the 9th inning. As one ran up the heel on the second baseman, Beckham. Tying run at second. Winning run at the plate. You're wondering, Figgins has not homered since September 22 last year against the Yankees when he was a member of the Angels.
White Sox outfield playing shallow. Straight up on the infield now.
1 to Figgins. 1 for 6 against Jenks. Not anymore. Base hit center field. Wilson had to make sure that it did not get caught. Horrid base hit by Sean Figgins.
Look at a solid line drive by Figgins, back up the middle. Pitch up in the zone, did a nice job of staying on top of that ball to hit it into center field.
Tying run at third, winning run at first against one of the best closers in the American League, Bobby Jenks. Vitali Feliz with 25. He's with Texas. Kansas City's Joaquin Soria with 25. Jenks behind Papelbon and Gregg, tied with Bailey at number 20.
And the White Sox will play their infield back for the double play. Jenks try to keep the ball down, see if he can get Franklin hit something on the ground. Gutierrez trying to do just the opposite, see if he can catch a pitch that's a mistake up.
1 for 6 against Jenks. Jack Wilson 90 feet away with the tying run. pitch. Michael's outside, but he kicks the outside corner, 1-1. He hit the left and an infield hit. 2 for 3 night for Goody. Popped it up, it'll get out of play.
Jenks just going right at him with fastballs. Right on the inside corner, up. It's a tough pitch to get to for a right-handed hitter, but if you can, be in the air. Wilson runs well over at third. Not going to take a real deep fly ball for him to score.
0-2 strikes. Runner goes. Swung on, fouled off. Mariners trying to avoid a sweep. White Sox won the first 2 games, 6-1 and 4-0. Hottest team in baseball, 28-8 since June 9th. Big opportunity here. 1-2 pitch. Here we go, 1-2. Biggins takes off. Ball down low. Now the winning runs at second base. Stolen base for Biggins, his 25th.
Well, this is where it gets interesting for Ozzie Guillen. Does he want to bring his infield in? Ball gets through. You possibly lose the game. Probably lose the game with Biggins out at second base, or you keep him back, concede the run for the tie, not wanting to lose the game. Looks like they're going to play back going back at second base.
Run on 4 hits, no errors for the White Sox, no runs, 9 hits for the Mariners.
Franklin right now, he just wants to keep the ball away from Omar Vizquel. He's playing up, maybe even with the bag at third. Middle of the infield back.
2-2. Line drive, it's through. Wilson has scored a tie. They're going to wave Biggins. Here he comes. Here's the front of the plate. It's way up by Mariners win. Franklin Gutierrez with a 2-run single to win it for the Mariners. They win it 2-1. It's their 4th win over the last 18 games. And it's their 3rd extra inning win in 11 tries. Boy, did they need that.
They did, and it's a huge stolen base by Sean Biggins. Steals the base, puts himself in the scoring position so that he can score on that solid base hit by Franklin Gutierrez. Nice job of pitching all the way around for the Mariners tonight. They needed that one big clutch base hit, and they got it off the bat of Franklin Gutierrez.
Goody runs his RBI total to 38, and a 3-hit night for him. Makes a winner out of Brandon Lee. And the losers, Bobby Jenks. The Mariners win an extra inning game for just the 3rd time this season.
Solid base hit, pitch out over the plate. Franklin hits it hard back up the middle. Another look at it. And the speed of Biggins, he actually took a step back towards second, not knowing if Ramirez was going to have a play on the line drive, but scores easily. With a stolen base by him. Big time stolen base by Biggins.
And he got the big wave around by Lee Tinsley. Big time. Come on, big fella. As the Mariners have won 3 of their last 4 extra inning affairs, they avoid the sweep at the hands of the White Sox, who they're going to see again starting Monday for 4 in Chicago. The Mariners record now at 37-58. The White Sox at 52-43. So the Mariners, and that's the first win this year for for the Mariners against the Chicago White Sox, now 1-5. And let's go down to Jen Mueller. She's got Jack Wilson.
And we're actually reviewing the tape right now, guys. Jack, I don't think you knew who was kind of hitting you because you were at the bottom of the pile on that one. Who was the biggest offender, though?
Oh, I don't know. It was just kind of a blur. Haymakers coming everywhere. It's always fun to do that. It's a great win for us tonight, kind of get us out of the slump. So anytime we can do that, it's a great feeling.
Not only does it end a scoreless streak that I think had gotten to 28 innings, but it's an extra inning win, which is something that you guys, it's been a challenge this year.
Yeah, it's one of those things. We've had the worst luck in the world this year. It just seems like everything just goes the other team's way so far. We keep battling. We're getting good at bats. We faced a tough pitcher today. Felix gave us a great outing. Bullpen held it for us. It's so tough to kind of go through those things, but a win like this can carry you into a nice series tomorrow.
So you were on third when Goody drove you guys in. At what point did you know that Sean Figgins was going to be able to score behind you?
Oh, because we both had to freeze on the line drive, and once it goes by him, you saw Rios kind of going in the ball in the gap, and I took off going home, and I turned back, and Figgy had slipped and started going, but with his speed, it was going to be no chance at home, so it's just an awesome feeling.
All right, well, go inside, celebrate, and go get those guys back that were hitting you. That'll do it for us down here. We are going to send it up to Brad Adam and Lookout Landing. Brad, is that right?